Hey, it's Janelle, and I'm going live from my from my closet because I felt like um I just needed to really be in one of my sacred places. So we're gonna let Facebook catch up with us before I start talking. So, this obviously is my closet. I have a lot of sacred things in here, memories, stuff passed down from my grandmother, from my great grandmother. And I wanted to talk about the fact that I think most spiritual women get confused about buying things for themselves or enjoying nice things. It's something that I haven't really talked about as much. But to me, there's this whole movement. Hi, Emma. Hi, Dawn. Around, you should not want for things, or you should not allow yourself to have nice things. And I started thinking about, well, who made that rule? Two, I really own who I am. So the stuff that I enjoy buying or giving to myself or wearing that's my grandmother's it's more about honoring the soul of who I am, the spirit of who I am. And if I decide I'm going to show up in red heels, or if I'm going to show up in flip-flops, that's me. What you see is what you get. So the issue comes in when you see it being a false identity, when you see it being fake, when you see it being something like it's a cover-up for their personality, or they identify themselves with being that thing. And it's not about that. It really is about the enjoyment. If it brings you joy, then that's what you're supposed to do. So, I really was thinking about this whole thing around, we see a lot of the celebrities in the public eye, that are using things, right, to make them feel better. Oh, I have this or I have that. And even the people that really can't afford it, buy themselves these things because they consider it a social status or whatever. And when let's say you see a nice handbag, and it's weird that I'm talking about this spiritually. Hey, Karina. But it really is important that you understand that it sounds odd to say, but let's just say you like a nice Louis Vuitton bag. Is that any different than a great work of art? No. Hi, Leanna. It is, or if you like to drive a nice car, what makes that different than a great piece of music? Nothing. It's the judgment of the thing that we deem as, oh, you shouldn't have that, or that's not spiritual, or you should give to others before you give to yourself. How many people have that going on? Like, maybe you're embarrassed about the things that you have, or you feel like you're going to be judged for them. Let's just get it out of the way. The other thing that does when you're saying no to the things that you desire is that it creates this I don't deserve it mentality, or that's too much, or I can't be too much, or I can't express myself too much. I can't show myself because I would be too much. And so that's where that foundation comes from, is if you're sitting there in the space of, oh, I would be too much, or who do I think I am? I could do something else with that. And let's face it, most of us women give to everyone else before we give to ourselves. And 90% of the time, we are feeling drained, tired, sometimes agitated. And that's why you see me post a lot about women, standing in their power and how I want to help, because it just became abundantly clear to me that we as women in general, while we're taking on this great new women's movement and women's voices should be heard and all this kind of stuff, we're kind of, creating this thing around, well, what is your identity? Who are you? And what we find is we're about doing things, like doing physical things or doing things for other people rather than doing things for yourself. And it's more important and more valuable that you put yourself first. And I'm not saying to put yourself above your kids or anything like, but in certain circumstances, I do think that you should put yourself above your kids, because if you're not taking care of yourself, then you cannot take care of your kids. It's just a fact. And there's a compromise that needs to happen for equal time that you put into yourself. Yes, you can give that to your kids. Yes, you're going to take care of your kids. That's not a question. You're going to do that. Just because you start taking care of yourself does not mean automatically you're just going to become selfish and a bee. It means that you're going to find your joy again, because who you were before you had kids is not who you are now. There's a difference. Who you were before you started to work and either employ yourself or work for somebody else is not who you are now. And so you've lost a little bit of that direction and that, focus on being happy and being joyous just because of who you are, not for any other reason. And I feel like it's slowly, causing people, especially women, to become agitated and angry because we're expected to be everything. And the truth is that we're not everything. We can't be everything. We can have everything and we can certainly create everything. And I really want to help you acknowledge the fact that you have lost a little bit of yourself and it's time to get that back. Especially when I see women who are working for themselves. They have a tendency to be the driver and kind of take on a male masculine role and really drive and work at it and focus on making money or earning money. And it's really not about that. It's about taking the time, even in work, to have a structure, to have moments where you're free to be you, because after all, that's why you started working for yourself in the beginning. So why would you compromise that? Because if you compromise that, then you're going to feel depleted, then you're going to feel desperate, then you have to do it. You have to do it. It's a mandatory thing. Instead of, I enjoy what I do. And people will respond to that. That's what they respond to. So, two things. Friday, I will be live doing Spiritual Happy Hour, which is my radio show. If you haven't liked the page, go like the page, with a local radio show called Joyride. And kind of same principle. They're a spiritual radio show that's broadcasted live in Houston, and me as well. So we're going to team up, and it's going to be a great combination. And then also Manifest Your Dream. That's going to be at 11 o'clock, by the way. And then Manifest Your Dreams is going to go live again on Friday night, because two things. I know, isn't it amazing? Okay, so two things happened with Manifest Your Dreams. My internet connection sucked. And it kept cutting out. So I actually didn't get the video recorded. Whoever was on it live, y'all got amazing amazing content, but I will offer it again because it is that great. And this is part of what I do. Part of what I do is to help you remember what you're here to do. Part of what I do is to help you dream again. And how, I don't want you to stop yourself. I want you to go after everything that you desire, because that is what you're here to do. That's how you change the world. You don't change the world by doing protest and blasting about this and, oh my God, this is the next big thing to worry about. And oh my God, it's always disaster, right? It's always disaster. Have you noticed? It's always disaster. Everything's coming to an end. Oh my God. Can you just believe it? It's just crazy. And when you start focusing on your dreams and those things that call to you, that's when you change the world. Because when you dream and you step into allowing yourself to have those things, that's when people around you start to notice. And they start to dream. And then they start to dream. And then they start to dream. And it causes a ripple effect around you. That ripple effect, you have no idea what the energy of that is, the magnitude of that. The thing I want to clear up too is that the dreams that come to you in your daydreams, oh, I wonder if, what if, that would be great. Those are yours to create. They're not somebody else's. They don't get passed on to somebody else. If you don't do it, they just don't get done. And it doesn't matter if there's, let's say you want to be an artist, okay? And there may be 5 artists that you know. It doesn't matter, because it's all about the bigger picture. Because if you're happy and you're earning your money doing so, and it's your expression in this world, then the universe and God will line up to meet you where you are. It just is a fact. The only way it's not is if you have some kind of belief around success, failure, judgment, like who do I think I am, or people are going to judge me, or people aren't going to like what I do. That's when all the problems start happening. But if you remember back to when you were younger, right? And I remember, this is funny because last year, exactly on this date, I posted the post about Willy Wonka. And he talks about the pure imagination. Where your dreams exist are in imagination. Whatever you can imagine is possible. And I know you've heard it until you're blue in the face, but you're not getting it. It is up to you. You can do it. You have all the tools to do it. Yes, do you need to uncover what those tools are? Do you need to uncover what hang-ups and beliefs you have? Yes. Those things have to happen in order for you to go. The how is not your concern. How you do it is not your worry. Your job is to ask for assistance and to allow the assistance, not in your control, by the way, the assistance and how it comes in. You don't get to control that. The minute you start controlling that is the minute you start constricting that support and that wavelength and telling God, this is how I want it. What? You don't get to do that. You get to be open and be receptive and be on it and show up and do your best 100%. And if you have a fear come up, in the moment, conquer it. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I do all day, every day. And don't just think I do it for other people. I do it for myself. I do it for myself every day, all day. And I've done a hell of a ton of stuff. You know, I've posted it. But I always am pushing to be greater, to be more, to find more balance, find more peace, because I don't ever want to feel stagnant, to feel like I'm not growing. And that's a part of the process. But when you stop allowing yourself or whatever you're trying to do or manifesting to do to stop growing is when, hi Roxana, hi Crystal, is when you start having those things come up around, I can't do it, how do I do it? I'm scared to do it. And honestly, if you're in your own business, clients aren't attracted. They will feel that. They will feel your fear. They will fear the judgment around what you're putting into the world and say, I don't know. I don't know if I should purchase that, or I should hire that person, or should I employ that person? Because you're bringing in that vibration of hesitancy. And when you own who you are, not reflective on whether the person gets you or not, when you just own who you are and know that you're being of service, because that's the key. You have to be of service, not service to other people in replacement for serving yourself, but in service to what is calling you to become greater, to become more. So that's my message for today from my sacred space. One of them, I should say. I enjoy being a woman. I enjoy art. I enjoy expressing myself. Those of you who are my friends kind of know that. But I like nice things. I enjoy sharing nice things with other people. I like, sharing awesome experiences with other people. This makes me happy. It feeds my soul. And at the same time, I'm giving to myself the experience that I need to have so that I feel complete in my being. It's not about anybody else. It's only about me on me. So the next time that you go into your closet or you're at the store and you find a shirt that you feel like is like singing to you, or you would love to wear, but you're like, oh my God, I can't. Do it. Just do it. Or if you go to the store and there is, and it doesn't have to be expensive, but I wanted to push the envelope of buying nice things because I think it's a spiritual rule that we have adapted that doesn't work. It doesn't fit. It's a misconcept in the universe, because then you're holding on to money, you're hoarding, and it's no good. That's hoarding. That's just basically hoarding up energy and saying, I'm not going to give anyone to anyone else because I don't have any for myself. Well, the reason why you don't have any for yourself is because you won't give it to yourself. Bam. There you go. So if you're interested in me helping you find out what your tools are, what your gifts are, and how you can apply those in your business or just in your life, because I love working with powerful women. I love working with powerful leaders. And if you feel like that's you, please go book a call with me, or you can PM me for the information on that. And if you're free tomorrow at 11 o'clock, go listen to Spiritual Happy Hour Joyride together. And also at Friday night at 5, I will be live doing Manifest Your Dreams Now if you want more about what I'm up to. My job is always to inspire. I hope you go be amazing and stop hesitating on the things you know you're supposed to be doing, because I can hear it. I can absolutely hear your hesitation. So, any questions before I go? I'm going to put the link. Let's see if I can put the link for, I'm going to put Manifest Your Dreams link there. There we go. And PM me if you want to work with me. I have some open dates next week. I don't have any this week. And I can certainly go in and dissect your business and see what's up. The thing about me is that I have a duality. I'm great with business, but I'm also a damn good intuitive psychic. So both of those together is a recipe for freaking badass, if you ask me. Bye. Love you. Go have a great Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow live. Bye.